Tomorrow will be one of the most important days for institutional Bitcoin acceptance in a long time. We're going to discuss what happens tomorrow and why you must pay attention in this video. People think this could be rewritten. You must pay close attention to the cryptocurrency blunders that the United States has been making for the last few years. In closing, I'd like to discuss what institutional acceptance of the cryptocurrency sector actually looks like. We often talk about institutional adoption on this channel, but we haven't delved deeply into its implications. After the video, we'll use these cryptocurrency networks. Therefore, please ensure that you stay tuned for that part. Again, I really appreciate your support. If you like these videos, please consider giving this channel a brief second look. To enjoy this video, joining the channel and enjoying this video are two essential steps. Tomorrow, citizens will vote to repeal 121. This could potentially be one of the most significant votes in the cryptocurrency business in a very long time. Please help me out so much, and I hope you enjoy the content. SAB 121 is essentially a bulletin issued by the SEC prohibiting financial institutions from interacting with cryptocurrencies at this time. The SEC issued Bulletin number 121 to prevent institutions from utilizing cryptocurrencies. However, Congress later revoked it, allowing businesses to resume using cryptocurrencies. Biden quickly overrode the repeal, preventing institutions from using Bitcoins again. And right now, we're working to overturn Biden so that organizations can use cryptocurrency. I realize that everything is somewhat complicated, but tomorrow will bring another vote. Congress should remove Section 121 and allow institutions to communicate. The Bitcoin industry is the driving force these days. For those of us who have XRP, this is critical. This is important because our thesis serves as the primary argument. Our thesis posits that banking organizations must adopt blockchain technology. I don't believe it should take 3 or 4 days. Most of us have examined the current banking system and found it to be outdated. We believe that it shouldn't be necessary to charge a fee of 3 to 5% to facilitate international money transfers. We believe that big institutions will eventually adopt blockchain technology, and the trillions of dollars they currently transact in the traditional financial system will transfer onto the blockchain through the protocols that you and I already use. Now, folks, we need regulations that facilitate financial institutions' adoption of these technologies before they can initiate the adoption process. Therefore, SAB 121 explicitly prohibits states from adopting certain protocols. Many people frequently ask me, why do all these protocols with zero utility keep going up in these bull markets? Well, at the end of the day, when the protocols with utility are becoming bored with the progress they're supposed to be making, technologies are undoubtedly a major barrier put forth by the SEC to stop the adoption of this industry. Guys, it makes sense that investment money would be moving more into retail-focused sectors and less into traditional financial institutions. In the end, though, I believe this will be a temporary situation. We know that the major companies in the old banking system manage the majority of the volume. Big institutions are the ones handling quadrillions of dollars annually and trillions of dollars every week. In the end, they don't transfer nearly as much money as they do in retail, which is why I believe they will adopt these next-generation payments, despite their relative importance. For the same reason, I believe institutions will implement these new payment systems. Because they're quicker and more effective, we're going to witness entirely new products developed on these blockchain technologies. These products are incomprehensible in a traditional financial system, so the repeal of SB 121 is crucial to our thesis about institutions entering this market and using these blockchain services for their current, full-fledged use cases. The vote is scheduled to take place tomorrow. The vote is scheduled for tomorrow. I think, in the end, we'll have enough votes to overturn Senate Bill 121. Democrats will simply follow Biden's advice and refrain from repealing Senate Bill 121. However, the situation may be more intriguing than most people realize, as many Democrats are currently losing local elections due to their opposition to blockchain technology and cryptocurrency, even though there isn't any of it. Only pro-cryptocurrency voters exist, there are no anti-crypto voters, so they are either promoting anti-blockchain policies or advocating for them. The blockchain community opposes policies such as Senate Bill 121, and as their party's popularity declines in the polls, many Democrats are considering whether they should embrace blockchain technology to improve their electoral chances. So, it will be fascinating to see how many Democrats actually vote to repeal Senate Bill 121 tomorrow. I don't believe we can have the votes on paper. I believe something needs to be done. Many of them may answer yes. Why would we support a policy that is anti-technology when it doesn't make sense to be anti-technology? It really never made sense to be anti-internet. Gentlemen, I believe that a greater amount of support than many believe will be shown for the repeal of this statute. However, given the current situation, I do not believe that the repeal of this statute will be inevitable. I believe it will continue to be, at the very least, extremely helpful in demonstrating that opposing cryptocurrency is a detrimental idea. Many people, including Democrats, oppose the continued promotion of these anti-cryptocurrency laws. As more and more people voice their opinions on both sides of the issue, we will benefit from increased partisanship in the cryptocurrency space in the long run. We don't want cryptocurrency to become a contentious political issue in this sector. While it is commendable that various parties are proposing policies to support this industry, blockchain technology ultimately lacks logic, just as it doesn't make sense for the internet to be either Republican or Democratic. Therefore, we have a strong desire to see this change. Ultimately, I pulled back tomorrow because of my lack of confidence that it would happen, but it will still be a huge vote in favor of this industry's long-term institutional adoption. Additionally, guys, I know I didn't go into excellent detail about what SAB 121 actually means here, but if you're interested in learning more about the specifics of SAB 21, I highly recommend visiting my X page. I also recommend reading through Max Avery's Twitter thread. You'll discover a wonderful deal about the nuances, and it's really amazing. Our Twitter conversation will help you gain a deeper understanding of SAB 1221. We frequently discuss institutional adoption on this channel, but we don't delve too deeply into the subject. I'd like to share my thoughts on this with you. I do not believe that a future financial system will incorporate players such as Ripple and XRP. It's improbable that in the future, all banks will tokenize their assets on the public XRP ledger, and all of a sudden, the entire financial system will function on XRP for the same reason that you wouldn't want your bank account to be visible to your neighbors on the XRP ledger. Everyone would be able to see your finances. Large institutions, whose products you purchase, will not want their funds to be visible on the XRP ledger because doing so would expose them to both public scrutiny and competition. However, it remains utterly essential. I believe there will be a combination of public and private solutions, as well as institutionalized blockchains like these, due to institutions engaging with one another and eventually sourcing liquidity from the public market. Institutions that utilize centralized software are now receiving the XRP ledger. When it comes to their projects, adoption will depend greatly on how simple they are to use. These programs aim to capitalize on the current public market. Please take a moment to review this information, as I believe it is crucial to understand. Relates to the Federal Reserve's expedited payment system, and from what we can tell, she has already worked on rippling partnerships with banks all over the world, including Finastra Fanti and ACI. People frequently argue on X about whether or not the Federal Reserve is using Ripple at the moment. In my opinion, it actually is. Being truthful is important because, in the end, it's evident that the Federal Reserve is collaborating with individuals who have access to XRP liquidity and Ripple's technologies. Using a third party guarantees success. It's done by the ODL or XRP rails. It doesn't really matter if they use a third party or Ripple directly, as that's what's cool. Don't think so. The method by which Ripple constructs Layer 0 is significant. As Ripple constructs the rails, several payment companies will arrive to establish their operations on the XRP rails, which will significantly enhance the network effect being created. It's not wise to use XRP for every institution, but it's beneficial to include it and give these institutions new liquidity. Previously, I found the release of XRP to be quite intriguing. It demonstrates that the Federal Reserve is actively seeking to expand the use of blockchain technology for payment settlement. Given the interoperability of digital assets and payment tokens, why would they want to do this? It is now abundantly evident, folks, that blockchain technology and cryptocurrency assets give the financial system new capabilities that it did not have previously, such as instantaneous settlement, the ability to settle for transactions around the clock, and more affordable transactions. The Federal Reserve is a very useful organization, and these other financial institutions are not blind to it, they can see it. They are aware of the speed at which certain things, such as stablecoins, are expanding, as well as the speed at which Ripple is forming alliances and creating digital currencies for central banks. They are aware that they will require access to these systems. Many people find it confusing that the Federal Reserve isn't publicly announcing its use of these services. The fact that we only ever learn about these initiatives through leaks seems to perplex a lot of people. From the documents we are currently examining, it is evident to me that in 2013, during Ripple's meeting with the Federal Reserve, they emphasized the significance of incorporating these digital assets into the next generation system. Cryptocurrencies, in my opinion, offer a clear utility to the financial system, and this does not imply that the entire Federal Reserve next-generation payment system must be built on the XRP ledger. That would be absurd. But integrating it and enabling institutions to work with it will be absolutely essential to the system's development. You see, folks, in the end, developing a DeFi on a centralized service is not possible. Any DeFiing activity will need to move to regulated blockchains if any of these big institutions want to engage with it. Engaging with the system is already evident. Ripple and the XRP ledger are readily accessible. They have clear connections to the upcoming system under development. This doesn't mean that the volume will disappear tomorrow, but it does make it so. This system, at the very least, serves as a bridge. Systems even intimately connected to given that Ripple already has several partners listed. How close is it to this next generation system? Forces payment duty demonstrates how widely accepted Ripple's system is among major industry participants, and, as I previously stated, not everything has to come back. Allow the network effects to spread. Go deep because the XRP ledger is institutionally focused. New enterprises will use it to produce new products. This is how I think the next generation financial system will be constructed. Although I don't think everything will happen on the XRP ledger, I do believe that it is one of the few blockchains being set up to manage next-generation railroads and be integrated into the established financial system. I believe that repealing Section 121 will be a significant step. Guys, let's work toward the end goal of developing this system in real time. I really appreciate you coming. I hope this was enjoyable for you. Update: I would greatly appreciate it if you could like this post and subscribe.